morning, everybody. It's an honest pleasure to be here this morning to introduce you to our landmark Creative Economy Report. Now, we've got a lot of information to share in a very brief amount of time, but I'm going to drop one number on you that I'd like you to keep in mind as you view our findings and consider the value of creativity to the work that you do right here at West LA College. And that number is $177 billion. That's the annual economic output of creative enterprises in the County of Los Angeles. That's not factories and plants, but businesses and brands reliant on the spark of creativity and innovation as their stock in trade. Technology, fashion, entertainment, music, art, design, marketing, education, to name just a few. Together, these enterprises make up a creative economy now responsible for 1 out of every 6 jobs in the County of Los Angeles. As one of the fastest growing cities in the county, what we wanted to know is, what's our share of that $177 billion? How has it expanded or contracted over time? How competitive are we in this large and constantly evolving market? How integral are creative enterprises to our quality of life and future prospects? And most important of all, how can the answers help our city make the right investments and choices to keep our creative economy base successful and stable over the long term? Bearing in mind that unlike industrial businesses in the creative economy are very light and very fast, and they can move almost at the speed of light to move to another community, another city, another region that offers them more opportunity. So it's a hyper-competitive market. Using the acclaimed Otis College of Art and Design Creative Economy Report as our model, and tapping into the LA Economic Development Corporation as our economists, our report presents the most complete picture yet of where Culver City stands as a legitimate creative capital. And it makes Culver City the first small city in California to take such an important step. So, to take you through the numbers, I'd like to welcome my colleagues from the Cultural Affairs Commission and City of Culver City, Christine Byers and Susan Obrow.
All right, since we're sharing the podium, can everybody hear us? Okay. Thank you for that introduction. There is a nonprofit arm to Cultural Affairs Culver City. It's the foundation, but we actually are employees of the City of Culver City. Susan and I are the primary staff. We've been doing this as a team for a long time. And Len is the chair of our 5-member City Council appointed commission. So our standard introduction is, if it stays perfectly still, I'm in charge of it. I oversee the city's public art and historic preservation programs.
And if it moves, tells a story, sings a song, writes a play, then I take care of it. I'm responsible for the performing arts and especially the performing arts grant program.
So I think you all a hard copy of our report. There's an e-version on the city's website. I think I only brought about 60. And Susan and I are going to take you through it in quick summary to talk a little bit about the various sections.
Start with a quote. When artists come into a city, it ignites more of a creative environment. When those artists start producing theater or music or arts exhibitions, then people come from all over the city to see them. And in that area, they'll spend more money. Tim Robbins, founding artistic director, The Actors Gang.
So as Len mentioned, Otis College of Art and Design has been producing the Otis report on the creative economy for a little over 10 years now. And they've partnered with the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation, a bit of a mouthful, to do this report. So we decided as a city that we would use their template and adapt it for Culver City. We had some challenges along the way, but we started out in good faith using similar data sets. So our report was meant to duplicate for the city to the extent possible the analysis performed in the Otis report on the creative economy in the Los Angeles region. And in the last couple of years, Otis has expanded their report to include California, and they've also looked at Orange County as well. So we wanted to apply this analysis to a single city, and we were the first to do it in this particular fashion. The data sets that we used included the California employment Department Quarterly Census of Employment and Wages, or also referred to as QCEW data sets. We got data on the Culver City Unified School District, K through 12, provided by the California Department of Education and also the school district. And we focused in general on a 10-year period from 2005 to the first half of 2015. The numbers, for the most part, that are in the report that you have focus on the year 2014. So that's the detailed analysis. What is different from the Otis model and why? At the city level, some employment and wage data was not available through the EDD to protect the identity of cooperating employers. The report includes extensive information using city resources such as our business license data, which we called in April of 2016. We added in-depth information about arts-related classes offered through the school district, and the report includes profiles of 10 businesses and nonprofits representing the creative economy in Culver City.
The report participants include Tim Robbins, founding artistic director from the Actors Gang, Stephen Ehrlich, founding partner, and Patricia Ree, partner of Ehrlich, Yanai, Ree, Cheney Architects, James Razzle, senior executive producer of Frame Store, Josetta Sebeglia, owner Fresh Paint, Wally Marks III, owner the Helms Bakery District, J.J. Owens, director of development, the Movember Foundation, Alex Reithmiller, Vice President of Communications for NFL Network and NFL.com. And from Sony Pictures Entertainment, Keith Weaver, the Vice President of Global Policy and External Affairs, Kristen Kavanaugh, Vice President, Studio and Production Affairs, and Janice Pober, Senior Vice President, Global Corporate Social Responsibility. From UCLA Graduate Studios, Hirsch Perlman, Chair from the Department of Art, and from the newly opened Bendham Museum, Justinian Jampol, the founder and executive director.
So in the report, you'll see call-out sections profiling each of these 10 people and their organizations with pertinent quotations from them during the interviews that we did with each of them. Our next slide just shows a very familiar piece of public art in Town Plaza. I'm sure you are all familiar with it. So what is Culver City's creative economy? We decided in conjunction with the research of the LA EDC to focus on 11 different industries. I believe the Otis report includes 12 for the counties of Los Angeles and Orange County. The one that we didn't include in Culver City because it wasn't really pertinent was furniture and home furnishings. The creative economy has undeniably been an important factor in Culver City's economic growth. In this report, the creative economy is defined as the businesses and individuals involved in producing cultural, artistic, and design goods and services. So just very quickly, those are fashion, digital media, entertainment, product and industrial design, publishing and printing, fine and performing arts schools, performing arts providers, communication arts, toys, architecture and interior design, and art dealers. So the one we did not include was furniture and home furnishings. The importance of Culver City's creative growth. As you can see here, in the LA County region in 2014, creative economy comprised 8.4%. Culver City's was nearly double that, 14.4%.
The effect on local businesses. Regions and cities acquire a competitive advantage when they attract creative employees because creative thinkers encourage innovation, which in turn fosters economic growth. In our case, in the city of Culver City, we have the Culver City Chamber of Commerce, the Culver City Downtown Business Association, and the Culver City Arts District.
So, Culver City was founded on the creative economy. We start with Harry Culver. In 1913, Harry Culver paid $2,000 for 93 acres of barley fields located between Los Angeles and the Pacific Ocean, and went on to found the city, which was incorporated in 1917, that would later bear his name. Today, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, Culver City covers 5.1 square miles and has a population of 39,353.
There are three important pillars of Culver City's creative economy: the Hayden Tract, the Cultural Corridor, and the Culver City Arts District. The Cultural Corridor is more than a mile long and ranges from downtown Culver City to Veterans Memorial Complex on Overland. At the time of this report, the Cultural Corridor included the Ivy Substation, home of the Actors Gang, the Culver Studios, the Jazz Bakery Performance Space, still in its planning stage, the Kirk Douglas Theater, a third home of Center Theater Groups, Sony Picture Studios, the Mamie A. Clayton Library and Museum, Veterans Memorial Building, which houses the Culver City Historical Society Archives and Resource Center, and now has a renovated stage, and it's well used by many local performing arts groups such as the New American Theater, Culver City Symphony Orchestra, Culver City Public Theater, and more. The Bendon Museum, which just opened in 2017, and at the time of the writing of the report, Americans Veterans Post 2, which was the home of the United States Veterans Arts Alliance.
So the largest employment counts were in the communication arts, just over 2,000 jobs, digital media, almost 2,000 jobs, and entertainment, 1,325 jobs. Total direct labor income in the creative industries of Culver City amounted to nearly $1.1 billion in 2014. Of that total, digital media contributed $330 million, or 31%, followed by communication arts at $284 million, and entertainment at $164 million.
Nonprofit organizations, the number was 10.2 million since September 2015. And the activities of the many salaried and volunteer workers in nonprofit organizations and the charitable contributions made by individuals and corporations support many creative activities in Culver City. The statistics of income, SOI, data for Culver City contain a sample of 50 nonprofit organizations classified as arts, culture, and humanities organizations. These organizations encompassed a broad array of organization types, but the performing arts sector was the most prominent. Information on nonprofits is limited, but the IRS publishes some data on tax-exempt organizations as part of its Statistics of Income program. So the photo you see before you is a photo from Culver City Unified School District's Front and Center Theater Collaborative, and that's a production in Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Sony Pictures Entertainment has been a stalwart supporter of arts education in the Culver City Unified School District. And here's a quote from Janice Pober, the Senior Vice President of Global Corporate Responsibility. Over 25 years ago, we wanted to restore arts education to schools. There was interest, but the schools really didn't know how to create a curriculum. So we designed our outreach to grow their capability. The scale of this undertaking defined our corporate social responsibility efforts. During the 2014-2015 academic year, there were approximately 6,757 students enrolled in the Culver City Unified School District. Many of these were enrolled in one or more creative courses, such as art, drama, or music. While K-12 enrollment in all courses increased by just 2.8% compared with the 2013-2014 academic year, enrollment in creative courses increased by 14.3%. And then there's arts education beyond the classroom. In addition to traditional arts education courses in the classroom, Culver City has a rich program of arts education that expands beyond the classroom into the wider arts community in the city.
Contributions from Culver City's government. Culver City's Art in Public Places program was established by ordinance in 1988 with the view that cultural and artistic resources enhance the quality of life for individuals living, working, and visiting the city, and that they preserve and improve the quality of the urban environment, increase real property values, and have a positive economic impact. So the chart on this slide shows the art valuation over the 10-year period. Over $4 million was invested in public art throughout Culver City. I think we have over 100 pieces of permanent public art in the city, both on private property as well as owned by the city.
Then there's the Culver City Performing Arts Grant Program. A 5-year grand total is $279,510. You'll see for music, the grand total was $111,860. For theater, $95,850. For dance, $71,850. And this is an annual grant program from the city. Then there's Veterans Memorial Complex rental operation. So from 2013 to 2015, $231,769 were brought in by creative renters. So that could be that it was of our creative industries, architecture and interior design, communication arts, digital media, entertainment, furniture, decorative arts, product, industrial design, publishing and printing, visual and performing arts providers, fine and performing arts schools. We saw this increase, we nurtured this increase, and we've also renovated the stage in Veterans Memorial Auditorium with new rigging, new theatrical lighting, and a brand new projection system. But there are also very many creative classes through the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Department. And the contract class estimate of total income is as follows. 2013-2014, $231,090. 2014-2015, $245,390. And 2015-2016, $274,000. And 66. This is the source for this is our PRCS department. This is the amount of money the city brings in from those people who are interested in taking creative classes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So that's a speed tour of the report. We do have hard copies available. I encourage you, please take them. A lot of numbers, a lot of facts and figures, but the bottom line is we are a vibrant, dynamic, and rapidly growing creative capital, not just on the west side, but throughout Los Angeles County, and more than likely Southern California. As the team pointed out, our numbers reflect up to 2014. Working with LAEDC, and I mean you can see it for yourself, it's probably no surprise that you can fill in the blanks and know that we are continuing to grow at a very rapid clip and probably continuing to outpace Los Angeles itself, which again is the creative capital in dollars and cents in the United States. Just so you know what we're up to, City Council, based on these recommendations, it was an eye-opener, which is wonderful. They've commissioned us to go off and actually go out and create recommendations in policy, partnerships, programming, promotion. How can we utilize this report? And again, as I said in my introduction, how can City Council use this and the city use this to make more effective decisions? Because again, creative economies are wonderful, but they move incredibly quickly. And as you can see, spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes just looking over Los Angeles, there are a lot of communities who have vibrant creative economies or are growing them quickly. New districts are popping up all the time. We need to stay competitive. How do we do that? So we're now engaging with the community, with business, arts, nonprofit, education, to get recommendations, work in collaboration, bring that back to City Council. Super thrilled that we've been engaged with West LA College to have them join us in that collaborative stakeholder model. You will be firmly and sincerely represented as we move forward, which is a huge point of pride for us and important to our community because this college is fundamentally important to Culver City. And you are in Culver City. It doesn't matter which side of Jefferson you're on. You're part of our community. You're incredibly important to us. And the work that you're doing to build leadership in creative-led education is phenomenal. And if there's one thing we've heard from every business, every constituency we talk to in Culver City, it is we invest in the city not just because we want to be good corporate citizens, but we particularly invest in education, as Sony pointed out, because we want a new generation of workforce to be properly trained and developed. We want to hire them. We want to hire Culver City people, and you got to help us do that. So we are really excited to be working with you on that, and we're going to stay in collaboration through this process. And also based on our report, Otis and the LADC took this report up to Sacramento last year. It was presented to the state legislator, and we are helping to encourage other communities like ours to do the kind of hoe and spade work necessary to work out what you have in terms of a creative economy and how you grow it, kind of building more competition for us. But that's fine because we all work together to make California strong. So I hope this was helpful to you. It's, I think, a really great way to start your day of thought and deliberation. We are available. I think I can speak for the city and certainly speak for my commission. We're available to help and assist whoever we can. If you have questions, if you need information, if you have ideas to share, we are wide open. We have public meetings the third Tuesday of every month, but you're also welcome to get a hold of us via phone or email. We want to work with you as much as we can. So thank you for the chance to talk to you this morning, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to moving forward. Thank you.